So I'm
Sure.
called Kasper Acker. I'm with the Wildlife Conservation Society. I work on our regional program for Sudan Hill as coordinator for safeguards and community relations based in Kigali. Grievance and redress mechanism is something that's put in place. It can either be at a project level or at a site and landscape level, protected area level, where you give the people that live in that area and visitors an opportunity to air any grievances or provide suggestions that they might have to the park management team. It's almost like an improvement tool, not just thinking about it for very severe, grave human rights abuses, but there's a lot of other positive things and information that you get from such a mechanism. The way it usually works is that you can have sort of, if there's a phone network, you can have a hotline, for example, where people can call in and someone will pick up the phone, or there's an automatic answering machine where they can give their grievance or their suggestion, or there can be a suggestion box which is put up at village level where people can put in their suggestions. In other areas, we have focal points that have been trained in confidentiality, in witness protections, that can receive the grievances and then pass them on to the park management team. So that's where we have specially trained focal points.
Okay.
That are based in villages, which will often be someone who lives in a village that has received training, so they know which kind of information to collect if there's a grievance, and also that they respect the confidentiality of the person who provides the grievance, right? In some sites, we do have sort of WCS employees that have other jobs, but also have been trained as a focal point. Maybe from our community community team that spends a lot of time in the villages around the parks, so they can also receive grievances. There's a sort of an independent unit within the park management team that now looks at the grievances. They report back to the person that submitted the grievance, and then there is an independent grievance commission that looks at all sides of the grievance, collect information, and then they now suggest possible solutions, which then need to be agreed by all parties involved, and then implementation of whichever solution it is, depending on the case. When we designed the grievance and redress mechanism, and I think a lot of people think about it as something to handle severe, serious cases, but actually by far the majority of cases that we get are more sort of suggestions or input for how to manage the park, and are not related to, for example, human rights violations, or those are very, very few cases, like we're talking less than a few percent that are at that level. Most of them are small issues that can be misunderstandings or other things that are really dealt with right there at this point. And that was a big discovery for us, that we got a lot of issues that are more like comments or feedback, or I was not really clear where exactly is the limit of the park. Could you explain that? Or can we go and collect firewood here or not? We were not quite sure about it. Like things that are easy to clarify. In the sites where we have GRM, often what we hear both from the rangers and from our partners that we work with, that it has provided a formalized avenue for engaging with the park management team. And it has created more communication and less sort of misunderstandings and frustration, because there's a very clear point of entry in how to communicate with the park in a formalized, organized way. First of all is to start with the dialogues with the local stakeholders in the area, so that you co-design the mechanism, because it's good to understand, first of all, who are already involved with solving disputes in this area, so that you understand the dispute mechanisms already, so that you don't develop something that's totally outside, and that the people that are involved with the resolution process are the people that are already involved with solving dispute at the local level. So that's absolutely key that they are involved in the initial design. Secondly, put resources towards it, because you'll be surprised how much time it takes up. So you need to have, it's not just something people can do besides whatever they're doing already. So you need to commit staff hours and resources to how to work. And then set up a internal management system. It can be any type of software, but make sure that you use the same software across multiple sites so you can compare exactly what happened in one site and what happened in other side. And use something that can work across multiple sites that makes it easy for you.